I'd like to welcome everybody here. I'm Chris Winters, the headmaster of Greenwich High School. It is an honor to be hosting the Distinguished Teachers Awards here at Greenwich High School this year. And now that I have you all seated, if you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Dr. McCursey, Chair of the Board, Erickson, dignitaries, guests, and our distinguished teachers. It is an honor to have you all here in our new Performing Arts Center. The Pledge of Allegiance never sounded so good. I want to say two very quick things about Distinguished Teachers Awards. Every year I come to this award and I have this distinct memory of leaving it, and it's always a beautiful spring day. The flowers are blooming, there's the smell of spring in the air, and I have a little hop in my step. Now clearly the weather's not going to give us that experience this year, and my guess is if I looked back over the last 7 or 8 years that I've been coming to these, we didn't always have that same weather, and yet I always get that hop in my step. It's such a beautiful ceremony, such an important distinction that we have here. The second point is I think about the hundreds of teacher interviews that I've been on. People come and they submit resumes and we review them and we have these interviews and we grill all these wonderful people and we can only offer the job to one person. And then that one person joins this incredible teaching staff in the Greenwich Public Schools. And so to be hired in Greenwich is an amazing honor, I think. We have so much talent that we get to choose from. Then to be teaching amongst 850 or so other teachers and to be nominated as a distinguished teacher is a huge honor. But then to be not only nominated, but to be selected as a distinguished teacher in the Greenwich Public Schools, as this year's 6 and so many others who are here have been in previous years, is really the height of a career. And I know that we're all here to congratulate our distinguished teachers, but I'm humbled to be here in their presence. They are such a strong group, and we're very proud of them. At this time, we'd like to begin our program with a little musical number. Our theater program is performing a spring musical, Anything Goes. It will be starting on Thursday, May 19th, running through the 21st. That's a little plug we want you to attend, but at this time, we're very excited to have Abigail Brazier, and Jack Ulrich come and perform one piece from that performance. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jack and Abby, and Ms. Cergliano, who's backstage and coaching them along the way. It's now my honor to introduce the chair of the Distinguished Teachers Committee, Ms. Sue Rogers.
Welcome everyone to the 2016 Distinguished Teachers Awards ceremony. Let me start by thanking Abigail and Jack. That was an amazing performance and I love that dress. Also musical director Patty Cergliano. What an extremely talented group. Thank you also to Headmaster Dr. Chris Winters and Greenwich High School for hosting this event. It's very exciting to be able to hold this ceremony in such a beautiful space. I would now like to recognize some individuals to come onto the stage. Dr. Bill McCursey, Board of Education Chair Laura Erickson, and Selectman John Toner. In our audience, we have members of the Distinguished Teachers Award Committee who worked so hard in selecting the incredible people this year. Could you please stand? Recognize our Distinguished Teacher Award sponsors, which include the entire Distinguished Teacher Committee, the Kiwanis Club, GOSA, GEA, PTA Council, and all of the Greenwich Schools PTAs. Thank you also to those in the audience who took time to write the recommendations. And if we have any BET and RTM members in the audience, could you please stand as well? And last but not least, I do ask this group to please stand while we applaud you, all the past winners of Distinguished Teachers Award. The Distinguished Teachers Awards Committee was established in 1984 to recognize and celebrate excellence among the dedicated teaching staff of the Greenwich Public Schools. The committee is comprised of 20 members and is a balance of representatives from GEA, GOSA, PTA Council, the Board of Education, and members of the community. We are always very fortunate to receive so many extremely worthy applications, making our job a very difficult one, and this year was no exception. All of the packets were very moving, but 6 did stand out. So what do the 6 educators on stage have in common? They are innovators, they are givers, they are motivators, they are learners themselves, and in some, they are simply amazing teachers. As you read through their profiles and the program, I'm sure that you will agree that these are no ordinary individuals. They embody all that any parent would want to see in a teacher, and more importantly, what a child would want in a teacher. One has spent her career fighting on behalf of bilingual education and helping parents be active contributors to their child's education, regardless of language skill. Another is called the father of his curriculum for his work designing course studies for subjects as diverse as China Today, Global Studies, and Intro to Economics, and for bringing the world to his students every day. We also have a teacher who plays a double role of media specialist as well as an IB coordinator, but also has changed the Media Center into a learning commons, including a 3D printer. We have a teacher who rebuilt, with her father's help, her classroom furniture using monthly Skype calls with students in Yemen, Iraq, and Bosnia to give her students the opportunity to talk and ask questions and listen to fellow student stories about living in a war zone. She also championed support for mine-detecting dogs with the help of her students. And then there is the Doctor of Genetics and Development, who has not only been one of the drivers of the AVID program here at Greenwich High School, where she helped dozens of students become the first in their families to attend college and receive millions of dollars in scholarship. This teacher also went on to become the driver for what may be the most leading-edge effort in high school education, the Innovation Lab. And finally, our Mary Poppins, who expects the utmost of her students, expecting them to discuss the schema of the stories they are reading. Pretty amazing for elementary school, but downright amazing for a kindergarten class. As the Distinguished Teacher Committee read through their submissions and recommendations, certain terms seemed to be present in all of them. Innovative, caring, demanding, giving, imaginative, supportive, committed. But it isn't what was written on the paper that was important. It is what is obviously etched in the hearts of these 6. There you will find their obvious love of teaching and children, the pride they feel in the most noble of professions, and the passion they bring to bear each and every day. In all of the submissions, what was repeatedly noted was the impact that they would have on their students that will last a lifetime. These are the teachers that students will speak about for decades after their days in the classroom are over. I also know that all 6 never saw any accolades such as this, but I know all 6 are incredibly well-deserving of being recognized as distinguished teachers. Congratulations to all of you. I would now like to introduce Dr. Bill McCursey, Superintendent of Greenwich Public Schools.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I hear that the acoustics in here are wonderful, but I can't hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All of you, and I'm supposed to be brief, but all of you take a few minutes to think of a teacher. You thinking? You got a teacher in mind? Yep. Now think about a Greenwich teacher, if you weren't thinking about a Greenwich teacher. She's thinking, or he's thinking. You have a Greenwich teacher in mind? Now think of the 6 here. Julie's at home tending to brand new welcome to this world Charlie, so she's not here. But think of these teachers, think of those wonderful words that Sue Rogers expressed about these 6 teachers. And I know all of them in many ways, and I'm going to get to know them better over the next several weeks if they sign on to let me review them as the possible nominee into the Connecticut Teacher of the Year program. And if they do that, I get to go into their classrooms. Many of their classrooms are not all I've already been into. I get to read their essays, and I get to sit with them and interview them, discuss with them their great expertise on pedagogy and content. And I can assure you in those conversations, because I've had 3 years of those already, that the first thing they're going to say is they're going to say, think of those teachers that each of you thought about. Anyway. And they're then going to say, think about all my Greenwich colleagues. Because I sit here today on this stage, or when they're sitting in my office talking to me with their principal at their side, they're going to say, please think of all those teachers in Greenwich who make my work possible. Because while the 6 of 16, as I like to call them, represent the greatness of Greenwich, they're here because of all those other great teachers. They're also so superb. But today is their day. I hope they embrace it. I hope they are feeling wonderful from all of your embraces. So congratulations to all of you. We look forward to hearing great words about you from your nominees. And let's get on with the program.
I'd now like to welcome to the podium Selectman John Toner.
Thank you very much. Peter Tessie would love to have been here today, but he had another conflict. But I want to thank the Board of Education and Dr. McCursey's office for having me here. Teachers, as we know, are special people. And I should know, when I graduated from college, I joined the Peace Corps and taught. When I was finished, I came back here to Greenwich, and I was a substitute teacher, and I got a master's degree in teaching. And then I got a job in Scarsdale, and along the way, I decided that I just wasn't that special. So I went into banking. But I want to congratulate these special people. They're not just special, now they're distinguished. My hat is off to you. I thank you for making Greenwich my hometown, the special community that it is.
Now what you came for. I would like to introduce our first nominator, Amelia Rivera. I'm just going to get straight to it. In 2013, I went to work at New Leb alongside Anna Chihing. As the veteran teacher of nearly 25 years, perhaps I was supposed to teach her something. It was the opposite. Anna affected my practice and perspective. This is her story. Every day, Anna Chihing performs acts of sacrificial service. She's a teacher, translator, counselor, parent educator, and advocate. A quiet and devoted public servant, Anna prefers to work under the radar, never drawing attention to herself. Her distinction is attributed to 2 qualities. She is a dedicated teacher and a humble person. Her ELL and bilingual students revere and love her. Her instruction is methodical and precise. It is so effective. Her students often say, Mrs. Chihing, watch out, we're going to take your job. Anna easily leads students in navigating 2 languages, English and Spanish. Her presence alone is an example of hope and aspiration. It says, this can be you. Anna is loyal to her life's calling. She knows she belongs at New Leb. For years, Anna has devoted much of her personal time to teach and supervise Saturday classes, after-school classes, and evening programs. Her Saturday programs, Seguimos Adelante and Passport to Learning, are household names for the Latino students and parents. Anna expects school and literacy to be a family affair. She knows that in order to transform students' lives, she has to educate parents. In all her parents' interactions, she is meticulous and thorough. Anna doesn't water down information or skim on details. In anything she does. Anna performs her life calling with great kindness, patience, and humility. She gets things done and does not seek recognition. For these reasons, Greenwich, I give you distinguished teacher Anna Chahing Danielson.
I would like to start off by saying that I am truly honored to be receiving this recognition alongside such talented teachers. I feel so grateful to Greenwich Public Schools for having given me the opportunity to begin my teaching career here 14 years ago. A few months ago, Amelia told me that she was going to nominate me for Distinguished Teacher. I was immensely flattered that she would consider me for this huge honor. After thanking her and asking her if she was sure she wanted to do this, I realized that this honor wasn't just coming from a colleague and a dear friend, but it was also coming from my students. After all, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my kids. I do my job as best I can because I truly believe that every child deserves to have an opportunity to reach his or her fullest potential. I hope to ignite that spark that motivates them and gets them excited about learning. Teaching young minds is and has been one of my greatest passions. As I took on teaching English language learners, I also discovered that teaching my students to be proud of who they are and where they come from is by far a greater passion. I want my students to genuinely feel proud of their background and what they have to offer. I want them to know that I will always stand behind them and support them along their educational journey. I'd like to share this recognition with my New Lebanon family. Our combined efforts contribute to the growth of our students. I'm so proud to work with such a hardworking and dedicated group of professionals. These past 14 years, I've had the pleasure to work with so many talented administrators who have guided me in my teaching career. You have all positively impacted my development as a teacher, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. To Amelia and the rest of my ESL family, I'm inspired by your passion for teaching English language learners. Your knowledge and experience working with students is to be admired and celebrated. And to my family and friends, I'm so blessed to have you in my life. I'd like to thank my loving husband. Your unconditional love and support is what keeps me going. You always remind me that anything is possible and to never give up. Thank you for always being there for making me smile. And to my parents, I am who I am because of you. From an early age, you taught me so many valuable lessons. You've always believed in me and have encouraged me to go after my dreams. I'm so proud to have you as my parents, and thank you for all the love and guidance along the way. And to my students, past and present, you inspire me to be a better teacher every day. From learning to say your first words in English to learning how to read in your native language, I celebrate your triumphs. You're capable of doing great things. Always be proud of who you are, and continue to work hard to accomplish your goal. I will always carry each of you in my heart. Thank you.
And now our next nominator, Megan Gardner.
One of the things I respect most about Julie is her dedication. I could stand up here and give many examples from the classroom, but I think the most obvious example is one from today. After giving birth only 3 days ago, Julie had to be convinced not to come to today's ceremony. And it was really not easy convincing her. But that's one of the many reasons why Julie is a distinguished teacher. She's truly inspiring. Her passion, dedication, and enthusiasm transcend the classroom and command the respect of anyone she interacts with. She's a prominent member of the North Miami community and someone who is always being called upon for her opinion and perspective. Julie leads by example. Her expectations are high, and she encourages everyone around her to work hard. She has a natural way of motivating people, and that's undeniable. Since Julie's doctor was ultimately able to convince her not to come today, I'll read a few words on her behalf. I would like to thank the Distinguished Teachers Award Committee and my nominators for considering me for this award. With all the amazing teachers I've had a chance to work with, I take it as a great honor to even be considered, let alone a winner of the Distinguished Teacher Award. Most especially, I would like to thank my fellow 5th grade teachers who recognize the effort I direct towards my students, who took the time to nominate me, and who helped me strive to continue to improve and build upon my approach to teaching. I am so grateful to be working with such a wonderful, hardworking team. Thank you for pushing me to be a better teacher. Being surrounded by greatness challenges me not to stay comfortable, but to experiment and try new ideas, to take something that already works and try to make it even better. In many ways, I feel this award is a reflection of the work we have done as a team, and not just me individually. This award is such an honor, but the reason we are here is because of our students. It's the passion we have to cultivate an understanding of new thinking, to see change, their excitement, and their compelling curiosity that keeps us all up at night, pondering and planning lessons, and spending weekends and vacations thinking about our students. I believe we have the best job. Each year, I get to help 26 young minds pursue their curiosity, encourage them to make connections to their own lives, challenge them to pursue their own thinking, and watch as they become better, more compassionate people in the process. I know it is this passion that keeps all of us coming back each year. Thank you so much for this award.
And now I would like to ask Julie Forniars to please come forward.
I feel so privileged to be introducing Dr. Sarah Golden as Distinguished Teacher. Before working with Sarah on a professional level in my role as Executive Director of the Greenwich Alliance, 2 of my children had her as their science teacher, and they loved her. They say she is ridiculously smart and is both tough and fair. Sarah is a true partner to the Greenwich Alliance for Education through AVID and Innovation Lab. These are our largest grants, and with Sarah behind them, they are tremendously successful. An example of how devoted she is to her AVID and InLab students, I find people are always surprised when I tell them that she also has a wonderful family at home. Golden family, you are very lucky. Congrats, Sarah Golden. How do you do it all?
Crocs, so give me a second, sir. That's not awkward. Thank you so much, Julie, for those kind words and for nominating me, and to my colleagues, Mara and Missy, in the audience for being my co-nominators. It is such a privilege and a joy to work with you guys every day, so thank you so much. At the core, the Distinguished Teacher Awards are about celebrating and elevating the profession of teaching. Thus, I thought it would be fitting for my remarks today to be a sort of poetic ode to teaching. But as I searched for the words to write that ode, what kept coming to mind wasn't words at all, but a single image, which I'm going to do my teacher suite, which is not going to be as good as Sarah Harris's, but I'm going to try it. It's this image of the Cat in the Hat. How many of you have read The Cat in the Hat? We've all read it, right? Can you all picture this image even though you're all the way back there? Have you seen this one before, right? Look at him. He's juggling a million different things, books, cake, tea, even a rake, with every part of his body, all while dancing on top of a rolling ball. This crazy balancing act could come crashing down at any moment, but when it's all in motion, it is such a miracle to behold. And look how happy he is. Can you see the smile on his face? Right? Is this what it feels like? That's what I feel like every day, right? And actually, really, this entire story of the Cat in the Hat is a sublime allegory for teaching and learning. Consider the fish in the bowl. Can you all picture the fish in the bowl? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He represents all the have-tos that teachers contend with every day. Curriculum, standards, standardized testing, and that enemy of every teacher everywhere, time. He's intelligent, he's articulate and responsible, and under his care, Sally and her brother are having a perfectly fine but entirely unexceptional day. Enter the Cat in the Hat. He's the think outside the box guy, the fail forward and what if guy. At first glance, he's entirely problematic. He seems completely unaware of the fish, of responsibility, of accountability, and he makes a huge mess. But here's the thing. It's all an act. Because what does he do when his risky balancing act, his daring symphony of what if, comes crashing down, as we all know, ultimately, at some point it will? He accomplishes the even more impossible, and he fixes it. He cleans up his mess with the most amazing contraption that anyone has ever seen. Even though the Cat in the Hat seems to eschew the fish, we can all see the real truth. And actually, look again. The fish in his bowl are only one of the millions of things that the Cat in the Hat is managing to balance and incorporate into his repertoire of teaching and learning. So here's my wish for the teaching profession. I wish for every teacher to feel empowered to be a little more Cat in the Hat and a little less fish in a bowl. Let's step outside of our comfort zones. Let's ask, what if, and get our students to do the same thing. Let's be willing to fail, to make a huge mess, as Brian and I do every day. To create those amazing teachable moments of, okay, so now what? Because that's what makes for a truly exceptional, unforgettable learning experience. Thank you.
Now I would like to ask Meredith Bartuli to please come to the podium.
It's my honor to introduce Sarah Harris as a distinguished teacher. I've been mentally composing Sarah's nomination essay for the better part of a year. So as soon as the nomination packets were available, I picked one up from the office at North Miami, and then spent the next several weeks fielding emails, calls, texts, and having countless hallway conversations, pardon me, with parent after parent, all wanting to confirm that I was indeed nominating Sarah, because if I wasn't going to, they were. And if I was going to do it, that they were available for quotes and anecdotes and anything I needed, because she is so very deserving of this award. Two of my children have had the great fortune of being in Sarah's kindergarten class, and over the last 5 years I've spoken to dozens of parents about her. I have heard her compared to a magician, Mary Poppins, and most recently a Jedi Master. She jokes about using a magic wand to teach. She fills her classroom with lessons and fun and music like Mary Poppins, and of course the British accent doesn't hurt. And she is able to use some sort of Jedi mind tricks to encourage children in her classroom. Sarah has given my kids and all her students a love of school and learning and reading and math that will carry them throughout their entire school careers, and I can think of no one more deserving of this award.
First, I'd like to say how delighted I am to receive this splendid award. In many ways, it seems peculiar to be honoured for doing something that is so natural and energising, something that gives me so much joy. Over my many years of teaching, I've taught world languages to all ages, I've taught all elementary school grade levels, I've been a special education teacher, and I've been a reading recovery intervention teacher. Of all these jobs, the job of a kindergarten teacher is without doubt the most challenging, exhausting, satisfying, joyful, and hilarious of them all. There is nothing like the challenge of welcoming 18 fresh-faced, alert children into the classroom in September and watching them gradually accumulate skills, knowledge, and ultimately independence for learning and problem solving. Their achievements have the potential to bring tears to my eyes on almost a daily basis. I am so thankful for these extraordinary people, for their love, their loyalty, and their inquisitive and inquiring minds. When I tell people I teach kindergarten, their response is usually, "Oh, how sweet, that must be lovely." Oh, they're so innocent at that age. Do not be fooled. Yes, they are sweet, no question, but they are also smart, thoughtful, and challenging. My job as a kindergarten teacher is to listen carefully, to respond thoughtfully, and always to challenge and nudge students' thinking to the next level. I'm equally thankful for the wonderful team of teachers I work with. Without the support and friendship of my colleagues, as much on a personal level as professional, I would not be standing here today. I'm thankful for our administrators, both within North Miamis and without, who have encouraged me every step of the way. And I am thankful for and appreciate so much the wonderful North Miamis parents. I have been so supported by them and amazed by their commitment, not only to their children, but also to the school-wide community. I am honoured to count them as friends as well as parents. Once again, thank you to everyone for this enormous honour.
Now I would like to ask Ezra Murray to please come to the podium.
I thank the committee for the strong tradition of recognizing excellence in our schools. And congratulations to all those who were nominated and those who received the recognition, the Cat and the Hatters. As students, teachers, leaders, and community members, we see so many examples of excellence around us on a daily basis. Mrs. Janine Madoff is an ambassador for all those educators who work tirelessly day in and day out. Her belief in lifting, teaching, and learning for all students in all of our schools. Her leadership in carrying out the district's vision and implementing digital learning environment. Her creativity, flexibility in collaborating with educators across and outside of our district. Overall, her depth and breadth in teaching, of knowledge in teaching and language. Janine Madoff, your distinguished teacher.
Thank you, Ezra. And thank you to everyone who came today. As I look out, I see my family, my husband, Alec, my sister, my niece, my nephew, and so many friends and colleagues with whom I've worked over the years. And it is so gratifying to be recognized this way. I also want to especially thank the staff at ISD with whom I've been working since time began. Such a caring, principled, open-minded staff. Oh, there's that learner profile again. In any case, it's a wonderful atmosphere and an honor to work with such talented and devoted teachers. I wouldn't be here on the stage today if I hadn't had the opportunity to work with all of you. And I also want to give a special shout out to all the library media specialists of Greenwich who have worked so hard this year, especially, to turn the district's vision into a reality. Of course, I'm speaking of the one-to-one digital learning environment, quite an undertaking, and one I hope everyone understands could not have happened so smoothly without the Herculean efforts of the media staff, including media assistants and MTAs. As a media specialist, I love how each day is different. I have the opportunity to collaborate with teachers and work with students at every grade level. Our work is essential in every school. We teach students how to research, to use innovative technologies to show their thinking and communicate their knowledge, to be principled online citizens, and to love literature. That's pretty important stuff. I want to close by thanking my many wonderful students over the years. I never expected to become a teacher. I never even babysat as a teenager. But after 10 years on a completely different professional path, I made a leap of faith into this world where I'm surrounded by hopeful, eager, and unique children, ready to learn and full of ideas, and it has enriched my own life so much. I'm thinking just at this moment about a kindergartner who said to me, "Congratulations on the Stinky Teacher Award." Each and every one of them has made me want to be a better teacher, and I thank them for that. Jeremy Shore-Furtick, please come up.
Good afternoon. As an incoming freshman, I quickly learned that Greenwich High School has many remarkable teachers. During the first week of school, some upperclassmen asked me who my freshman teachers were. When I told them Mr. Tiedemann is my global studies teacher, they said that I hit the jackpot. After a few classes with Mr. Tiedemann, I realized that that's an understatement. While I'm one student standing before you, please know that my classmates echo these sentiments. Each student who crosses the threshold of Mr. Tiedemann's classroom learns that global studies is vibrant and we're all a part of it. He engages us in live assignments where we read actual documents, hear the actual person who made history, and we witness actual events recorded in real time. Then, armed with the facts, we debate the deficiencies and merits of an issue with conviction. There's no quote on the internet that I could find that sums up what makes Mr. T so great, and believe me, I've looked. Mr. Tiedemann is one of a kind. He has a sixth sense that enables him to convert teenage angst into positive energy. Mr. T's warmth and receptivity makes us want to do our best for him, because after all, he does his best for us. Thank you.
This has all been very overwhelming. So thank you, Jeremy, for your beautiful speech. And first, the rest of we inspire each other. You brighten my day with your eagerness to learn and your sense of humor. Coming to Greenwich High School never feels like work. I'm always excited to come in. And so your great attitudes make me work even harder as a result. Next, to my friends and mentors, I see them, I'm looking at them. Hi. We forged some great collaborative relationships, and they've served many roles. Sounding board, experts in curriculum. I've come to them with many questions. They've proofreaders, examples. I really stand on the shoulder of giants. I couldn't be here without it. So thank you to them too. Next, to my dad. Hi, Dad. I'm amazed by my dad. Anything that he sets his mind to, he learns it, he designs it, and he builds it. You know, your unparalleled work ethic inspires me to put the extra effort into everything I do to meet your high standards. Hi, Mom. My mom is proof that you do not need an award to be a distinguished teacher. I'm reminded nearly everywhere I go, people ask me, wait, are you Mrs. Tiedemann's son? Now that is an insane question, because obviously I am. But they just want to make sure that I am connected to the Mrs. Tiedemann. Not just any old Mrs. Tiedemann, but the one that they knew. And so, I can only hope to have a fraction of your impact. Those people just want to tell me so much about how you've helped them and inspired them. So thank you, Mom. My beautiful wife, Melanie. She's supportive, she's patient, and she always challenges me to push myself further, to try things that are new, to go for that far away, program, probably with good reason. Thank you. When she told me that I was going to be a dad, I said, I'm going to have to be a better person. So hopefully this gets me a little bit towards that. Now, my time here at Greenwich High School has been a magnificent journey. And I owe it to all of the people in this room and to many more people that are not here today. Now, this is a happy step along that path, but there's still a lot more to do. So thank you very much for your support.
And now I would like to ask Board of Education Chair Laura Erickson to please come to the podium.
Congratulations.
It is very fitting that we have this ceremony today, May 3rd, which is National Teacher Appreciation Day. In case you didn't know that, it is true. There is a reason why this day is chosen for this ceremony. So if you're on Twitter, you can go to hashtag National Teacher Appreciation Day or Thank a Teacher and look for stories of inspiration. Or you can look in this room at the stories that we've just heard about these 6 teachers. Anna, Julie, Sarah, Janine, and Ian. Your friends, family, and nominators, as well as all the students that you have touched, are so proud of you. The adjectives that were used today in the speeches, the characterization of your work and your daily practice truly exemplify all that is good about Greenwich Public Schools. About a week or so ago, all 8 board members had the privilege of dining with you at Riverside School before our last regular meeting, and we got to know you a little bit better. You also got to know each other, because I understand many of you didn't know each other. So it's wonderful when teachers can collaborate, can plan, and really share good practices. On behalf of the Board of Education, again, I want to thank all the nominators of all the distinguished pool this year, this distinguished teacher pool. I understand it was an outstanding cadre of teachers. We can only choose 6. You were the chosen 6, and we offer our congratulations.
So I don't think, but I know that you all got a sense of how amazing the these 6 teachers are. I'd like to ask you to join us out in the Galleria for a reception. But before I close, there's one more person that we need to recognize. Like many things in this district, this would not have happened without the effort of Kim Eves, Director of Community. So that is the end of our ceremony, and if you would please join us out in the Galleria for our reception. Thank you.